Here we go. I think we're going live, and I think we are currently live. Right. This should be live right now. We're in a new place, new internet, new computer. Let's see what happens. Hey guys, what's going on? It's me, Will Patterson, and we are lettering a massive chalk wall today. If there's any issues with the stream, post it in the chat, and Naomi will tell me. If you've got any questions, then let me know. Basically, I've got a huge chalk wall here. Let's create today. I already sketched out the little skeleton of it all. So hopefully we should be able to get it done during the stream and answer any of your questions, whether it's design, lettering, or whatever related. So if the stream is a bit strange, then let us know. Obviously we're in a new building and everything's going good. Naomi says everything's going fine. So Naomi's going to shout out any questions that you guys may have. So first thing, I need to work out how thick I want all the lines. So first thing, after you've done your skeleton and you've composed it, you want to kind of, especially with like script lettering, you want to work out how big the lines are and do some troubleshooting with it. You might not be able to see this part here, but it shouldn't take too long. So I'm making sure that everything is as consistent as possible. There we go. And we have no music as well, because I don't know how to set it up on my Mac so it goes through the stream just yet. So we'll have to like work that one out. But this office is quite big, so we've got a lot of room to do some cool lettering on walls and make it really creative on our own. How's everyone on the chat doing, Naomi?
Shop says, love your work, Will.
Who?
Herman's on, and he says, been getting into doing hand lettering stuff recently thanks to this beautiful boy with an iPad.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Hand lettering is fun. I think the most fun part about it is seeing your work progress, and get better and better as you go. Because I'm new to the whole large scale lettering thing. So even though one time, a few years ago, Skillshare, the sponsor of the channel, took us out to Iceland with Stefan and Ian Barnard, and we did massive chalk lettering. That was difficult because it was such a large scale project, and I only worked on like paper and like computers and stuff like that. So it was kind of a bit of a, oh, I've made a bit of a mess there. Where's my thingamajig? It was kind of hard to do because you've got to think of everything as you're going along, map it all out, work out what tools you're going to use. But with chalk walls, it's kind of, it's okay. You have to sort of step back a lot of the time and look at what you're doing. Like this L is going to give me jip. So I'm going to just focus on the bits that I know I can do. And it's kind of in a naughty place up here because like there's a big plant in the way.
You need your step as well.
I know, but I feel like I'm going to like fall off it.
Brianne says, how did you get started with design and typography? Is there any advice or tips you give to someone looking to expand their skill set?
Yeah, so the way that I got started was by buying books. So the actual story goes like this. I was in Blackpool with Naomi for like a holiday thing, is that right? We were on a holiday in Blackpool, and we went to an art shop as I was starting in my design career, and I saw like pencils and papers, and I saw people like Ian Barnard drawing letters online, and I wanted to have more of a USP, so like a unique selling point to my services as a designer and as like a brander. So I learned the art of hand lettering and typography, and it was just about buying books. I've got videos on my channel all about the books that I've used to learn it. And the biggest part about it was just doing it. So even though your work is bad at first, like here, it's not looking too great right now, but as I go through it and identify the mistakes and correct them, I learn as I'm doing it. So it's all about just doing it. Don't just not do it and like spend time in a book. You have to actually, you know, put the time and effort in and sort of just face the fear of putting pen to paper. I hope that answers your question.
I think so. We've got one of your what are they called?
Members?
Yeah, members.
Hello.
I don't know how to say it. XYNNM.
XYNN. Ah, nice to see you, Jude. I think it's, is it Zim?
And he says that feels when he's better at freehanding on a big chalkboard than me working on my computer. Bless him.
No, this took me a while. So I'm going to give you guys a little tip. There's this thing called a self-balancing laser. So if you've got like a chalk wall or a mural that you want, you can use a projector, which we're getting one today, where you can paint on the wall if it's more of a what is it called, like a more of a constant, permanent lettering. But on a chalk wall, if you want lines like this, the way that I use it is this laser. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't, but there's like a laser, and this is self-balancing. So when I have it on a stand, it will self-balance it, so it'll give me like up and down, and that helps me be consistent. It's kind of like my ruler.
If you shine it into the camera, it'll blind people.
YouTube might not like that. So yeah, so lettering on here, certain parts of it are easier. The easiest things to see are the mistakes, which is like hilarious for me right now, because this is annoying me, this L. And it's the worst letter for me to start on, because you see this part down here, I need to try and like...
Oh, this is a good one. Ivan says, what do you enjoy more, digital or traditional hand lettering?
Ooh.
That's tricky.
Well, I'm going to have to say digital, because you can do more with it, and it's easier.
There's something really lovely though about seeing this start as a wall though, and when you finish it'll be
Yeah,
actually an entire art piece on the wall. There is something fab about that.
there is, yeah. It's like, it's very satisfying seeing something real. Like I started not on the iPad, I started in like textbooks and stuff. So working in the iPad always felt like a bit of a cheat, because you could do things like, you know, you don't have to use rulers. You don't, ooh, there's a bit of a bump on the wall there. But you don't have to use rulers, you don't have to do anything like that. You can just sort of get your creative juices out. But with the traditional ones like this, you have to really map it out, because what you're doing is, it's an absolute ball ache if you wanted to change any of this. So I know you can't see this, but I will try my best to show you. Tips for like chalking on here though that I found, because I'm relatively new to chalk walls, is to make sure that you're directly in front of it and you move back. So you'll see me going in and out, moving in and out. And this isn't like the be all and end all, this is just like the outline. So I'm making it thicker in certain areas. So you see this L looks awful at the lower end. So we're going to come back to that and fix that later. But the rest of it is generally just like mapping it out, making it look good and stuff like that. And I always start with the C's like this. I always start with the thickest point, so I can like work it out, and I can measure it with my hand, the thickest points across the board. So it should be about as thick as my 4 fingers here, if that makes sense to anyone. Good rule of thumb.
Why do designers like to dress in black so much? I reckon it's because you guys really like ink.
Well, I just like the colour black. And if I'm doing it, like my skin tone is really white, so.
Because it's a black hole as well, you kind of like a floating head.
Yeah, well, it's that. Is you want to, like my colour scheme for the office, if you haven't noticed, is black and green. Like a new age rustic, kind of like a weird monochrome. What is that noise? That's a motorbike outside. But yeah, you are?
I think that was going up the path.
You shouldn't be doing that. If anyone doesn't know, everything looks different because we're in an actual office studio. if you would like to see like a studio look, or like a place where, or a video of me showing you around the studio, then let me know, because it's taken a while and a lot of money to deck it out. The idea is to make the ultimate designer office, or the ultimate creative studio.
Maria says, hello from Brazil. Just wanted to say that your channel is amazing.
Thank you so much. That's very kind.
We like comments like that. That means a lot.
We do. The design community can be a bit toxic sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
Because everyone's got an opinion, which I guess is part of the norm of designers, isn't it?
I think with lots of different communities, like you see online, there's a lot of support, like, because I suppose it's not so much of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, it's not a competition almost, but when it comes to design, I think people can actually be quite nasty with each other,
Yeah.
or they're very quick to point out flaws in people's work.
Yeah. Everyone knows better. That's the idea, isn't it?
That's it, but you get people sometimes occasionally pop up and leave a comment and like, you go on and see what work they've done and it's actually nothing. They've not done anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, there's been a few times, because obviously my job is a bit strange, so we are like I would say we're kind of like a agency now, but I was freelance. And me and Naomi have made a design company now. So our actual company name is Patterson Design Limited. And it's a completely different ball game when you're a freelancer to an agency. So I think a lot of people from other YouTube channels assume the same from a freelancer to an agency style video, or an agency style or an agency type of educational video for designers. Because a lot of channels will teach you things and principles that shouldn't be taught to freelancers, because there is no need for that. You're right, you're looking at my thing a bit strange.
Just the C.
Yeah, the C's a bit weird, don't worry. You guys can't see, there's faint outlines for where it's supposed to be. What they're saying about it, it's a bit inconsistent, I know.
The C in this curve needs to touch back, I think, because it needs to be more rounded possibly, I think that's why.
Well, who said that?
Downed.
Yeah,
really
it's...
rubbish with names, guys, sorry.
It's alright, I'm the same. But don't worry, I'll come back to it. I'll just fix it up here. I'm just sketching out the way it's supposed to be with everything on. Everything's a layered process. So if you see something wrong, don't worry. It's me. It's hard to explain, but I'm putting out the thicknesses and the thinnesses of the lettering as we go. And everything gets refined as we sort of go through it. So some letters will be taken off, but I need to make sure that they correspond to letters that I've done previously and before that. So, okay, let's go here.
Oh, I missed this one. Do any graffiti artists inspire you? If so, who?
No,
No, okay.
he's not a graffiti artist.
Well,
He's not.
he is.
He's a full-blown artist. Like, he does paintings. Like, he graffitis things, but I don't think he is an actual graffiti artist. Like, he does illegal graffiti. Well, not illegal, but like, I mean, his work's cool, but my work has no political message. I don't want to get into the idea of giving political messages into work.
Flo Toots says, hello!
Hey, Flo.
How's it going, Flo?
What's going on?
Herman wants to be the first intern.
You want to be the first intern?
He's going to get a credit card to buy an iPad.
Well, you never know. Soon, like, it's kind of hard to explain what we're doing in this new place, but like, we are looking at some stage into expanding people in here. But we live in a strange area. So I'm guessing a lot of people would be like, I want to work with you. But, so you're willing to live where we live, that's the issue. Right, let's just figure this one out for a sec. So it's a long process. This. Have a sip with my Pantone colour coffee cup. This is the coolest coffee cup you can get. Pantone coffee.
Pantone coffee.
What's everyone else saying whilst I have a little break?
Love what you're doing.
Thank you very much. Very kind. Sorry there's no music. I will promise to bring music at some point. Yes, I'm on the right side. Good stuff.
Look how you're holding the chalk like a cigarette.
I used to smoke. It's my addiction. Chalk lettering is my addiction.
SD82 says, hey guys, watching on my lunch break, looking great so far.
Thank you so much.
I think it's looking really good.
This A is going to give me some jip. I can see the letters here. This A is an absolute jippo. Jipper. Jipper. It's all good fun though. I ain't taking it too seriously. And if it looks good here, I might put this and paint it on that wall over there. Because I like this. Because this is like my ethos. To kind of create something every day. But it's all about getting other people to create and inspiring people to create. Hence the letters create. Oh, and I need a little thing in there. Apostrophe, don't I? Got to get that grammar.
Oh, let's ask the audience. Is it let's or let's with an apostrophe? It's not, is it? There's no apostrophe.
Yeah, let us create today.
Oh.
It is. And I'm dyslexic, and I know.
Guys, we need your help with this one.
I think it is.
Oh, CC Design says, it looks amazing, man. I just wanted to say you're one of my biggest inspirations for hand lettering.
Oh, dude, thank you so much.
Lovely.
Just keep going. Like right now, if you want to know the inside of my head, it's what did I just do? Because it's like, I can see issues in here that I think you guys can't. So it's like there's an image in my mind of what I want to do, and then there's something that I want to happen on here. So, for instance, we've got the S is looking a bit, it doesn't look like it's in the same type family. The R doesn't look like it. The bowl of the R isn't like straight and narrow up here. The E's are different over here in size. The A, the bowl here of the A does not match the bowl here of the A. So that's what's going on in my brain right now. And also this T is kind of like sloping down. It's not like straight, it slopes down. So like as I'm working and talking to you guys, which is kind of difficult, I'm making these slight changes and I'm looking at my screen because I've just realized it's a great way of seeing what's wrong with the C. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that C, I think. Should I use the water to do that?
Yeah,
With that?
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, have we got a dry one? It'd probably be good to have a dry one.
SD82 says this is like old waft, like calming.
I'm glad. It's going to look cool at the end. I've got it mocked up. So that's another great thing about the iPad, actually, that you can actually mock it up. And the way that I sort of decided on it was based upon how it looked. And if you want to know how I came up with this composition and idea, I actually just made a video about it. It's my last video on the channel. It's the thumbnail that's kind of like, I chose a nice thumbnail, but it doesn't look like it's part of the video. But it's about creating compositions at work. So all I did was on the iPad is I kind of took the same measurements from the sides, like the whole frame here, and just drew Let's Create Today in different ways. And this one sort of filled it out a bit more. So it's using all of the real estate off the chalk wall, which is an important part in solving the problem. So we've got rid of that C. We'll let that dry and we'll carry on. Let's see the chat.
Erman says, have you done any traditional arts training before, like full arm use for a range of motion, perspective, etc.?
No, so I understand what you mean by forearm use. I mean, with lettering it's a bit different because I have read I've got books that are very old. Yeah, I do actually. I talk about it in my book as well. If anyone doesn't know, this is a book that I've written before, and it's got everything in it. But it talks about how in lettering and sign painting, which is very similar, that you use your arm in a certain way for straight lines and curved lines. Like normally on paper, when you've got a straight line, you would sort of push, and then on a curved line, you'd pull like this with your arm or with when you're actually drawing on the iPad or whatever. And that gives you the best outlines for your work. But no, with lettering, it's more of a layer-based thing. So you start off with shapes for your composition, which in this case was just 3 lines. 1, 2, 3 for 3 words. Let's create today. I choose a typeface and I base a skeleton around it, which is just the skeleton is just these lines that you're seeing. And then I fill out the skeleton, giving it some flesh and bones, if that makes sense. So it's more of a layer-based thing. And with lettering, I think the reason why people are just starting, they get a bit discouraged, is because it does take time to get the eye for what is correct. It takes knowledge, but I think most of all, it takes time to know not just how to draw the letters, but how they correspond to each of them, the relationships with them. It's not like I'm a big font foundry in my head or anything, it's just, sorry, concentrating there for a sec. There we go. Right, so issues here, so this needs to be wider. This has got a bit wrong, but I'm going to commit to it. Done is better than perfect, as Stephen Kuhn says, which I'll take for this one. Because I can always you can see the E's gone a bit too much over there. So what I could do is add a bit more weight up here, which kind of could balance it out as we go.
It looks really good on screen. It looks really good up there, but it doesn't really.
Yeah, I'm glad it does. I just need to... Right, let's do the C again. So the C was kind of my problem. I want to make sure that right now it just says let's re-8.
Let's re-8.
Let's re-8. So.
Well, you haven't done the line on the T, so it's let's real.
Yeah, Real. Battle Royale. Right. So again, skeleton. This is where it gets a bit difficult because it's such a long C. Concentrate for a sec. Okay, there's a bit of an issue there. So I might have to do that bit again. I think the C is so difficult to do because it's so big and because it's going below the baseline.
I think you're scared of going into Michael, but you might have to a little bit.
Could be. Yeah, I think I am. Just got to kick him. Goodbye, Michael. We call all our plants in the office Michael, so I have a thing for calling them Michael. So it needs to, I don't know, might have ruined this one as well. I might just be trying to perfect it a bit more that I shouldn't be doing. Or it could be just the way that I'm sat with it, because then this needs to sort of come up like that. Well, right, I'll just commit to this for now and I'll rub it off if I don't like it. It's the best way to go.
Do you have a certain mood that you like to draw in? And if so, how often do you have it?
A mood? Not really. I'll draw in whatever mood. It's my job. Like it feels like more of like a nice job to have, to sit there and draw. But I guess like some moods that I have, like if I can think of them. It's more about, I ruined that little bit at the bottom there. Let me just step back before I make even more of a pig's ear out of this. Moods to draw in. I guess, like, well, as a job, it's difficult to say, but relaxed, listening to an audiobook. That would be my general thing, that I would say. Get that bit off. And bring that back up. So we'll come back to the sea again, I think, because I'm missing something out there. And it's the angle of the sea, I think. It's a bit warped, but I do expect it to be a slightly bit warped because of how far it's coming down the baseline. So I do expect it a little bit. Right, let's do the T. So the T starts off thick, and as it comes to the top, can you see that? Yeah, so as it starts off thick here, comes to the top, it gets thin. And this thick part needs to be just as thick as the wides, which these here are not wide enough really. And then I use this line to create the same sort of flourishing ends. I use this in the hopes to maybe work this out. And this wants to be thick as well, but there's a screw in the way. Yeah, I'm just getting this part. It's kind of difficult, like, because you really do have to step back. Any other cool comments or questions coming through?
Will there be any logo challenges coming up?
Yes, there will be, and I do apologise for how long Come Design With Me is taking.
We've had a lot on there, haven't we, really?
We have. We've moved in here. That's work. We've moved in here.
There's been a lot of personal life stuff.
Personal life stuff going on, which will make sense soon.
Exciting things.
Yeah, not bad stuff. It just takes a lot out of you because I've got projects as well. We've been travelling. We travelled to Croatia recently.
Yeah. But we got in touch with the last winner and he's got his prize. So that's...
Yeah, every winner gets the prize. I don't know if they publicise
Everybody's
that.
up to speed. It's just that the next one hasn't come out.
Yeah, so everyone's waiting for the brief off it. And I had like these, I think my problem was I had too many ideas of what I wanted to do and I made it too big. What happened then was that I had to take a back burner for a little while because obviously I wanted to do the challenge as a real project for a real client, but there was too many legal things to do. I mean, we could still do it and do the project, but what my plan was to get a real client and they would pay the real amount, and then the person who designed it and won got the real amount of money, the full amount. That was my goal, to give people a sense of what the client is looking for. But the problem is that depending on the person who wants the design done, normally designs like that are done in secret because obviously you don't want insider information from other companies and stuff to find out that a company is rebranding before it's announced.
It's tricky, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
The ethics of that. You know,
Yeah, the ethics.
Say, don't do work for free, but then, you know, if it's a competition, it's a tricky one with that. So like a real...
Yeah, that flourish on the T, we've got to fix that later. But what I'll be doing is once I've done this, like all the outline work, and if you can see this, I've got a little hole here, that's a drawing hole. That's from where my arm's been like resting from drawing. If anyone's wondering why I'm full of like patches in my jeans.
We
and
have
stuff.
been talking about your drawer's elbow.
Drawer elbow, that's it, designer elbow. It's getting bigger every day.
Caesar says hi.
Hey Caesar, what's going on?
And Sean says, can I ask Will if you could make a video on how to put yourself out online and to get clients even when you don't have much of a portfolio starting out?
Right, so your issue, we don't need a video, we can have a one-on-one right now. as I'm doing this, but your issue being you're not putting out work in your portfolio and you're not making a name for yourself. So the way that I get clients is obviously through me. So I myself am a brand. So normally the clients who want me will come to me directly, because although there's competition, no one can compete with being like me. They may be better in design, hand lettering, but they want my personality. So you have to get your personality out into your work. You have to stand for something, make yourself a brand, so then you can ensure people will want to work with you. Now, what I did at the start was I did fake portfolio projects, didn't I? Like, you were there. We've been together for like a million years since we were kids. So when I first started out in design, I thought to myself, you know, if I can't actually get clients, I will show the world through the internet what I can do through a portfolio.
I think one of your like recurring piece of advice that you give to people like who are starting out is literally find a brief, make a brief, I don't know, ask a friend to think of a fake company if you're really stuck, and just do some work and get it out there, and then, you know, it doesn't matter if it's a real company, because people can see the level of your skill through the work. It doesn't matter if it was a paid project, it's a good use of your time to create work that can be seen.
Yeah, it's like the work that people see online should be the work that you want to do. So if you want to be a logo designer, you'll post logo design work online. Like, that's simple it. You don't post packaging design. A lot of people don't like the word niching or the idea of niching, because it means that you're limiting, but all you're doing is targeting. And like a lot of other people, like, I don't want to say design gurus or whatever, but they'll tell you, you know, you have to have like this swanky portfolio and everything's like perfect, but you don't. You just need to have personality. People want to trust you, and if they're paying you like thousands and thousands of dollars or pounds, like we work in pounds in the UK, but they want to be able to trust that you get the job done. Simple as that. If you don't have the personality that's trusting, and if you don't be yourself, even though online we all have a persona, like that's slightly more like...
I think it's the case for any kind of work. Like if I was going to get, I don't know, like a brand new kitchen made, and there was one company with like a brilliant website with work that they've done or stock that they keep or, you know, whatever, and they were on the ball, they were communicating, compared to another company that didn't have anything to show or any experience or poor communication, it's obvious who the winner is going to be. And I think the same translates to design work in all aspects of it.
Well, that's it. The difference is with design work now, companies are looking for strategists. So although I'm a logo designer, I think I've been equated to by a lot of the people who aren't a fan of the channel as like a bad designer. But, you know, my work speaks for itself, the companies that I've worked with. And I guess it's my fault slightly, because I only show certain parts of my work. I don't show my strategy side. So I do talk with clients about strategy. So it's not just like, you know, I'll design this logo for you and then off you go. It's about like, no, we'll talk about your brand, talk about how that brand's going to correlate to the ways that you want audience to see you. I talk to them about what is a brand, what isn't a brand, how it should be, you know, streamlined and continuous. And you get massive success out of that. And I've got a few case studies on my website about stuff like that. But, you know, design work is a bit different as well, because, as I said, you're not providing a product, you're providing a service. And you need to be trusted.
Luke says, are your clients generally local or national or international?
International. So we've had clients from all around the world. It's quite weird, really.
It's quite weird.
I mean, we don't really have local clients.
Not often.
Because, like, the way that me and Naomi are, we're in a very small town. So we always say small town, big business, isn't it? So, like, if you live in London, we could live in London.
Well, I think the person asking this is somebody that we went to school with, I think.
Yeah? What does that mean then?
So they understand, like, sort of the area that we're in. You know, we're not in the city, we're not in London.
Right, yeah. Well, yeah, so we work generally internationally because the internet is international now. You can like have meetings on Skype, you can talk to people, you can do whatever you need to do very easily online. Like, and I base my brand around everything that's online. It doesn't mean we don't take local work. It's just that we're less likely to because of the prices that we charge, don't we? Because we value what we do. No one else puts a value onto it. And I've always been that way with, you know, because Naomi does all the pricing structure, don't you? That's your job, to make sure everything's priced correctly. If the stream starts buffering, I do apologise. There's something wrong with the internet in where we are. We'll get it fixed. But yeah, we price everything up based upon the time or the work that we'll do. But we also give a lot more value than a standard design agency. Which you can see in this D. What the heck is wrong with this? No, it's not. It's like a wispy D.
Regards from Poland.
Hey, what's up, Poland? My man from Poland. You are? What's up?
A lady from Poland.
Oh, my lady.
Thomas says, I'm so glad I get to see this live. I usually miss this stuff, working on a lettering piece while I watch. That's cool.
Come on, share it, dude. Put the link somewhere and we can
Draw
see
with
it.
Me. Let's draw it.
Yeah.
Away.
Well, it's just supposed to be relaxing because, like, obviously, you guys knew that I was working from a home office for ages, but yeah, I always did my live streams on the evening for the Americans, but I want everyone. And I'm not staying here tonight because we're going to the cinema. Gonna watch a film. It looks a bit strange, don't worry. Does it look all right to you, Naomi? I need to step back well away from the camera, actually.
You know when you've been like
Hang on.
looking at something for too long, and
Yeah.
you just like take your eyes away from it.
I might just sit for a bit.
You'll be dreaming in black and white tonight.
Yeah, there's a lot of places to flourish it. I actually do like that. That looks very good,
It does
actually.
look really nice.
It does look very good. I'll just sit down
this
here
is
for a bit.
fun one while you have a break.
Yeah, I'll sit
Adam
for it.
says, do you find it hard working together?
No? Well, no, I don't. I don't at all. You do.
I don't.
You
Find
don't?
it hard working.
You're always telling me off.
Well, that's because you're always doing silly things.
Okay.
I find you difficult as a person, but I'm joking.
Yeah.
I like working together. I think.
Can I just plug something before I forget?
I was going to say I think we make a good team, but yeah, crack on.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, I was just saying we'll carry on with that after. But make sure you subscribe. Like 70% of you don't. There's a little red button, it's free. Subscribe, but also share this online if you want to watch any more of these. I'll be doing these more often. Little weird lettering streams, just very relaxed, laid back. But yeah, make sure you subscribe, share it, all that. Follow me on Instagram. Boom. That's done. We work well together. No, we do. Like, so there comes a time for anything that you have to grow the business and stuff. And because my whole goal was to become an agent, well, a brand agency kind of, not like an agency, but as a creative entrepreneur, you have to have people who can help you. And I'm not very good with like writing, believe it or not, am I? I'm dyslexic, which means that like I struggle with reading and writing, but yet my job's heavily based in the art of reading and writing. So Naomi does a lot of the contracts work, the admin work, and everything else that goes on.
Thomas says, can we have a tutorial on finding a woman to tolerate my creative habits?
Well, I think the main... Well, what do I do that annoys you? I'm just having a break, people, don't worry, I'm just having a break.
Oh gosh, that's a can of worms to open up on the internet. What do you do that annoys me?
As in like creative stuff, not personal
Oh,
stuff.
right. So not like, you know, I can't find the so-and-so. It's there. No, it's
Yeah,
not. Yes, it
forgetfulness,
is.
yeah.
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, a little bit forgetful. No, I think work-wise, you're really on the ball. You communicate well with your clients and your sponsors. You're always one step ahead of the game. So I never have to really say, oh, you really need to do that thing, because 9 times out of 10 you've already done it. So I think
Yeah.
with work, we know what we both need to do and we do it.
Yeah, I would say so. That would be one of the big things that makes sense. It's weird doing this. I like the shot though that we got. This shot. Sorry if anyone's just popping in now. Like,
I know we've had loads of questions, but my app's just crashed. So give me a sec.
it's all right. They're up here if you want to see them. I'm just using this as a thingy-majig up here.
I think that might be the postman.
Yeah, postman's here. We're getting a projector. Right, I'll look at a question and I'll answer it on here. Creative partners aren't always waking up at 4 a.m. to get an idea out of them. That's true. I'm not like that though. My creative ideas, I've got this thing where I can compartmentalize very easily what I do. I use an app called Notion to organize everything. I was going to make a video on this. Is that the projector? Oh, brilliant. I'll unbox that later. This is going to turn into a live unboxing if we're not careful. But I use an app called Notion to make sure that all my creative ideas are in there, content schedules, everything really that I need is in that app. And for my second big chalkboard, this isn't too bad. Like I prepared it pretty well. I need to get rid of all that ghosting here though.
Just wash the sponge off really well.
Yeah. Just have a drink of my Lucozade, the big bottle.
What question was that you answered?
It wasn't a question, it was more of a statement. Creative partners aren't always waking up at 4 a.m. and stuff.
That's true. Finish the why. Greetings from Brazil. Strategy design. I did that one. Thanks, Luke. I know a really good branding guy that did my branding for me.
Who's Luke?
What are you saying about T-Bath?
No, I wasn't talking about T-Bath.
No, I'm saying, I'm reading the comments.
All right, how do they know about T-Bath?
Must be friends on Facebook.
Oh yeah, T-Bath is Naomi's new business. I'm going to be making a video about it. But it's been fully branded. Go to tbath.co.uk and you'll see it. You can buy one if you want. Naomi will probably explain it better in a few minutes, but I branded that. Powered by Squarespace as well.
Okay, the two A's look so similar but different, it bothers me.
Yeah, don't worry. I'm working it. I'm seeing all these things as well. Maybe I need to commentate it as well a little bit more. Because yeah, they are different. So that one looks better, I think. No way. Yeah, it's this little weird thing that I've got going on. It's like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I think I keep changing the positioning of what I'm, like of where I'm drawing it. So I need to make sure that when I'm drawing it, it's actually in front of them.
Should have been your verticals.
What?
Your verticals.
What do you mean?
Was it Notion?
Notion, yeah. Notion is the an amazing productivity app. I'm just going to stand well far back so I can see properly. But Notion is a productivity app that works really well for anyone that has needs databases and like checklists, content strategy places. It's a very customizable thing. You can do a lot with it, or it can be very simple. It's based around inception, so you can like inceptionize your work and your databases and stuff. So it's kind of fun. Okay, so we've got a problem with the C still, so I'm going to wipe that off. So this is the part where I'm like looking at it from behind. I'm seeing what the issues are, where it could be flourished. I haven't done the flourishing on the Y yet because obviously the Y is very thin down at the bottom. You can barely see that or make that out. But also the L needs a bit of work to it. But the main thing that's bothering the heck out of me is the C. So I'm going to give it a little wash in my basin and hopefully...
I think it just needs to be rounder.
Well, I just need to concentrate. I think I've been like loosely not concentrating on it too much. But yeah, the boring part for me comes in, but probably the most satisfying part actually, which is the filling in. Because we're just doing a stand-up and we're not doing any really special effects on here. Because I'm not got the time. Not today. Leave that to dry for a few minutes. Okay. Am I the only one that's bothered by the hole on Will's elbow? It's a drawer hole. I'll get it right in there. It's where I draw.
Flashing your elbows to the internet.
Well, what's the actual word for this? Do you remember what it is?
No, but it's why lecturers have patches on the jackets.
Yeah.
Protect the clothing.
Maybe I needed patches on it. Let's turn this light up a little. This high little girl. That light's dying out on me.
Thomas says, hook the C over the end of the L, maybe?
No.
Might be a bit...
What I need to do is just map it out. So the problem that we were having before was that the C was like going up instead of going this way. So it's not following the angle of the rest of it. So what I have to do is make sure it's following the angle of the L and the T, because this is like where your eyes are trained to. It's not a fashion choice, it's just happened because I draw a lot. This is like the shirt that I normally wear when I'm doing videos. It's comfortable and it's black, so it doesn't make me stand out too much from the work.
You like it though, don't you?
Yeah, I don't mind having holes and stuff, it doesn't bother me.
Extra visibility.
Yeah, it's actually called...
Stop
well,
showing off your elbow.
this actual part of your elbow, I believe, is called your weenus.
That's right, that's what Thomas said.
Your weenus, right? Nothing inappropriate, but it is.
Do you use your elbow to clean the blackboard? Do you draw with your knees as well? Okay, we're getting a lot of questions now.
I don't draw with it.
About your elbow.
Wait, I'm all dusty from chalk. No, when I'm drawing, my arm's like that.
But you're like sat at a desk, yeah, it's not from rubbing your elbows on the wall.
How's this?
Oh, that's too funny.
It's a bit hot. I'm just going to turn the heating down a bit.
Yeah, dude.
Um,
That's so funny.
right. Guys, what would you give this out of 10? Actually, is that something that I want to do? No, I won't do that.
To be fair, everybody's been really kind in the chat today, so it's nice.
It's because, like, you get some people who don't like other people online, and it bothers me sometimes, but, yeah, I'm all about that positivity. People see it when I'm, doing creative critiques on their lettering or logo designs. People see it. Right, I need to concentrate for 2 minutes. Near me, talk, so I can concentrate.
What do you want to talk about?
Anything. Well, something. Talk to people on the chat.
Okay. What should we talk about here? Have you got any questions? I oversee
Boom.
like the admin side, so if you've got any admin questions, throw them my way. I know you can't hear me very well, but
Sorry. Should have maybe put that mic on for you, actually.
Could have done.
That would have been good. Right, keep it simple, move back.
Danilo says the mapping of the letters is off by just a little. If there was a bit more space between the rows, the C would fit. It's a big letter in itself. It requires a lot of space.
I think it fits. I think it fits fine. It's just that. So you see this. This is the. There's certain things that I want to try and do. So you can see the C, it's mapped correctly there, but it is too wide now. Hey Dansky, what's going on? How's it going? We are doing chalk lettering and I'm struggling with the C because it's so big and it's weirdly placed. And we're leaving a lot of ghost in. But we'll wipe that off. How's Dansky doing? Yes, Dansky, if you've got a chalk wall where you work, you know who to call.
Do the top of the T while that's drying.
The top of, oh yeah. So the top of the T.
Yes, look at that.
Well, the reason why I was going a bit wrong before was because I didn't know if this would be further up.
That was perfectly
So, see that? Magic. And there's something wrong with this E here as well. It's like a dance. Like a dance move.
Okay, we've got some suggestions. Do you want to hear them?
In a couple of minutes, I'll just let me concentrate on this T for a minute because I feel like I keep lapsing and whatever I'll say probably won't make sense if I carry on talking. So give me 2 secs and I'll... Okay. So it might not be thick enough all the way through. No, that's fine. That's perfect. Right, okay.
Will, what about if the Y goes all the way under the word today?
Yep.
Luke says, I would have put the let's in slightly to the right and made the peak of the C slightly higher. It makes let's seem like the most impacting word, but it should be create. And Danilo says, I'm guessing you want to follow the flow of the T, but not create a problem between the C and the L.
Right, I'm just let's see what people do. So it's very functional what you guys are doing, and I'm going to be honest and say that the C, I'm going to keep the C the way it is simply because it follows the trajectory of the lettering. So when I'm sat here, like right now, you can't, like the T, I like the way it is. I didn't want it to reach the whole end of it. I want it to be boxed in. So if you can imagine these lines, there's a line here coming across the top. There's a frame that's a few inches away from the top, bottom, left and right. So I'm trying to keep everything to line there. Now let's, I understand what someone was saying about let's being a big word. It probably is a bit too big, but I don't want there to be like a significant word other than create. And it's hard to do with this style, but the idea of create in the middle being the center point of my focus when I'm walking in this room, that's sort of my thing. So it's like, I understand what you're saying. I'm just being less functional and just messing about with it a bit, if that makes sense. So good suggestions there. I might take them up on that depending on how we go with the next version of the C. It's like revising a piece of work over and over again. So instead of connecting it, maybe I'll just create the C without a connection and see what happens. And if not, I might have to go for that term of done is better than perfect before I go crazy. Because sometimes, like, if you just do it too often, it will just ruin you. So that's probably a bit better. The C is probably a bit too small though, which is annoying. It makes me want to like extend it down a little bit down here, but have to see. We'll just go for it. We'll never know unless we try. So if I did this, and I guess the other problem is with this is that connection. That connection with the C is like completely weirded out. Okay, I'm gonna just go for it without a connection. See what it looks like without it for now. It kind of needs a connection. Now, another thing we could do is we could bring a flourish around the C and around here to the left of it, which I'm open to doing that actually, because it might make it like a bit more compatible and a bit more to the right. So what we'll do this. So that would bring like a bit more of a flourish and a steeper endpoint to over here. So it's more suggestive rather than just a big break on the neck of the C. But I'm thinking too much about it. Let's just go for it. It's just a chalk wall. And Naomi's not here, so she can't answer your questions right now, but I will be back. And if you are enjoying this, make sure you subscribe and all that good stuff. Right, do I bring it here? Yeah, okay. So you can see I'm doing it with one line because you get like really nice, strong, confident lines doing it that way. So there's my potential outline. Please be correct. Looks more like a C, but an E, but I'm going to keep it like that for now. I prefer the way that C now looks comparative to the last one, and I think it will look good when we're done. And what I might do with the T down here is bring that a bit further up, or I could have done. But that looks good. We might do some flourishing on either side to make it look good at the end, but I'm going to go ahead and have 2 minutes to answer some questions, and then I'm going to start with the filling in process. So let's have a look. I think it's irritating to the eye that let's and today start with capital letters and create not. Create does start with a capital letter, it's just descended. But I understand where you're coming from. Like the problem is with this is if you're looking at this like a logo design, you're going to find millions of mistakes. If you're looking at this as just like a simple piece of art to display a message, if it reads, if it's legible, if it looks good and balanced to the eye, then it's fine. That'd be my sort of justification. Yeah, I brought it out. I brought this little bit out here to make sure it works, but we'll see how it goes. I'm just drinking my Lucozade.
Very good.
Keep me going. And what are you having? What are you eating? Muffin. Let's have a look. Well, what about Y goes all the way under the word today? Oh yeah, I've already seen that. How do you feel about projection tracing? Well, we've just bought a projector, so I wouldn't do it for chalk wall really, unless it was like a company logo and it had to be precise. I like the idea of just drawing on a massive chalk wall without it and just doing it like I would on paper. That would be my thought. But we've got a projector. We're going to trace for painting. That's permanent. So glad I saw the notification. The actual thought process is intriguing. Yeah, it is. It's good fun to watch all sorts of people and their process behind creating something. Everyone's a bit different. There we go. Created a little connection onto the D just there. That connection from the D to the A is a bit strange, but we'll work with that. The A up here is too weird. Now, you prefer that C then, Naomi?
Yeah, I think it looks really good.
It's hard for me to do C's on the iPad as well, or even in like a normal paper, especially in this composition. But I like it. I'm going to roll with it. The L is my next problem. So let's solve this problem by rubbing it off. There we go. Goodbye, L. Not the whole thing, but just this bit here. That'll do. For now. Okay, how do you feel about projection? Yeah. Message deleted by Naomi. Wow. Was he a naughty man, Naomi?
It's not a word that YouTube likes or I like.
No, it's not. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's get me into focus for a minute. Let's have a look at what people are doing. I'm guessing you want to follow the flow of the T but not create a problem between the C and the L. Yeah, I guess so. It's a lot less in my head than that. It's all about just, I look at it, does it look the part, does it work the way it should? That'd be my thing. I put something on purpose. It didn't delete them. Okay, no worries. How do you feel on someone creating your logo as a graphic designer yourself instead of creating it yourself? Well, you'd be surprised. I've created a lot of logos for graphic designers, which is weird. But it's because it's difficult for some people to like make decisions. So I look at them as an agency or a designer, and I make the decision for them. And it sometimes gives them a bit more play around who they are and what they do, and they get different ideas. But it's completely normal. But no, I wouldn't have someone else design my logo for me. Because I'm not too precious. Like, a logo is just a mark. And as long as I know how to do it, it's fine. Like, I can change my logo as much as I need to. Not saying that I will, but I could.
Oh, Thomas says, wait, did you say you've made logos for graphic designers?
Yes.
Yes. It's
Yeah.
weird, isn't it? Trying to design your own work sometimes.
Yeah.
Brand yourself.
Some designers aren't logo designers. Like, if you're a graphic designer and that's it, then you've got a wide variety of skills. But if you don't niche down on something, you won't get jobs like that. You know, it's a very strange thing. If you want to be a logo designer, you have to learn brand strategy. You have to learn what makes a brand more so than a general graphic designer who uses that InDesign and stuff. Now, I even increased my niche by going logo type design. So it's all about, obviously I do create icons for companies and stuff, but my niche is like letter forms and how they work together and how it corresponds to that brand, if that makes sense. I'm just waiting for that bit to dry and then I'll start on there. How do you feel on someone creating, wait, did you say, yeah, I have. The comments are hard to come by on here, aren't they? People are slow.
Quiet today.
It's not a bad thing. It's quite nice actually. Right, hurry up and dry. It's taken a while. It's making me want to change a few things, but I'm not going to change much now. It's going to be change the L. Make sure it's like just right.
It looks really nice.
You like it? I like it.
Are you going to colour it in and then do like shading like you did before?
Yeah.
Oh, David Pruitt's arrived and he super chatted.
Oh, David Pruitt, you're such a legend, dude. Thank you so much.
David.
Thanks for the $10, David. Like, David is the most unreal guy that I know on this platform. He's so supportive, but not only that, he creates insane work. David, put your Instagram link in the chat and everyone go follow him. He's got some unreal hand lettering work. He's won competitions, right, for his hand lettering.
That Christmas letter he did was brilliant.
Yeah, it was insane. No, but thank you so much, David Pruitt. That's very kind of you, very kind. Right, let's see if I can sort this L out, and I might have to refer back to my iPad to see how I did that last L. Something that I should have done beforehand.
Do you think that art is not consistent with the others?
Yeah. Not really. It doesn't really bother me too much, that R. I can always change it.
Anna says, what's up? August says, is that chalkboard a bought one or did you paint it with chalkboard paint?
This is a whole wall. So
Entire wall.
over there, this is like the corner of my office. So this is where I normally film videos now. But we've got a set here, a set over there, which is just a wooden board, which is behind you. Over there, like quite far over there, is like Naomi's desk, which is going to be a set, podcasting set. Oops, I just said something that people are going to assume that I'm doing a podcast soon. But yeah, there's a podcasting desk over there. And then obviously we've got other rooms here. So this is a room inside of here. There's another room outside of there. So it's quite a big space to work in. Very generous space, should I say.
It's huge.
It's huge, yeah, it is big. But go big and go home.
How's it going?
Good, dude. How are you?
I've asked him if he's had a nice Christmas. What you do, isn't it, in January? You sort of say Happy New Year for the whole month and you ask how people have Christmas while you haven't seen them. January is a weird one.
January is a weird one.
But it was my birthday.
It was. You are now 84.
I'm so old.
I like it that this chalkboard doesn't screech.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Right. What's that?
Shiznit says
Be careful.
the R kind of looks like the haircut of the comic book character, and I get what you mean. I don't really like those R's either, but
The cursive R.
the cursive R, but I get what you mean.
That's where I differ. I absolutely love them. I prefer that base of the L. Might be a bit too steep on the angle coming up there. So what I'll do, in fact, is there comes a point where I'm just like, I'll do it, but I don't want to carry on because I need to get it done.
It looks really good. Don't faff with it anymore.
No. Thank you so much, David, for the $10. You're a legend.
Thomas recognises his work, yeah. If you guys haven't seen David Pruitt's Instagram, definitely go and check it out.
Yeah, unreal stuff, unreal work on there. Yeah, definitely seen David's stuff. Just check that Instagram. Great stuff. It's amazing. He's an unreal guy. Me and David have had conversations. David came to one of my workshops like years ago in Denver.
2 years ago, yeah.
2 years ago, yeah. And like ever since we've been good buds. Although there's thousands of miles in between us, but like, we have good times.
We came all the way from Texas to Colorado.
Yeah, Texas, yeah. Oh, that was such a fun time. Lots of Brandon, who we've had on the channel as well.
And we got to meet his wife and his baby.
Yes, we did.
The baby won't be baby anymore though.
No, baby will be big now. Right, okay, dry, hurry up, it takes so long. You've got to really commit to it when you dry it or when you wet it. Because I'm just like going around and changing little bits that I shouldn't be, but I just am. You guys are seriously too kind. No, David, you're the kindest person I know. Right, I'm going over here to have a look from way behind. Does that look all right?
It does. It looks really good. There's a bit of ghosting, but we can tidy that up. But the actual design is cracking. I think just start filling it in. You'll notice things as you go along as well.
I know, yeah. It's just the filling in part is awful. It's killing me.
You can do it.
This is where an intern would come in handy.
Use your drawing elbow.
Yeah. In fact, last time you did most of the filling in for me, didn't you?
I do.
Yeah. Right. Let's have a look. See the chat. If you guys have got any questions whilst I'm filling in, you feel free to ask. Any advice that you need for anything creative, or if you want to play a game.
A game?
Yeah. Don't know what kind of game, but you could always play a game. It's just this chalk is awful for filling things in there. It's great for outlining.
Thomas says he'll come and fill it in today.
Where do you live, Thomas?
He's on his way.
Oh, yeah? So the way that I'm doing this, and I have to be careful because I'm asthmatic, is because the chalk is a bit strange, I'm using my finger to smoothen it out. Because it's more like hard, so it comes off. It gives a nice texture, doesn't it? And with that, it means that I can actually create it 3D as well. So I put the chalk on and I rub it, and it creates a nice smooth texture throughout. I know you guys can't really see, but we'll start off with this and then we'll move on.
He's coming from Florida, so it'll be his soon.
Right, I need you now. So you better hurry.
Jump in the portal.
Yeah. My creative life depends on it, Thomas. You better come quick. My arms are fatiguing. Man, you don't need the gym when you're doing this. Right, let's get that filled in.
I'll ask you some questions since we're not getting any.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Um,
We've got water in
how
it.
do you mood board
How?
for a new client? How do you find the best way to take their ideas and your ideas and mood boarding?
Well, the mood boarding isn't, the mood board as a concept isn't to get across an idea from the client. It's to get across an atmosphere, so a brand personality to the client. So you're telling them. Now, obviously, when I work with clients, I ask them to give me them. I don't ignore them. I take it, and it gives me more information as to what they're expecting because I'm collaborating with them on it. But generally, as a designer, you're telling people what to do, like what it should be, in collaboration. And that's a bit of a controversial topic for some people because they think that, you know, clients should have like a major say, and they do. They have a say in what they call their company and who they work for in that company and who their sort of target audience is in that company. So the way that I mood board is by competing with other brands and putting competing brands in, more relevant brands, and things that would make sense for them. So it's not just like logos and stuff, but it's like images of where they live and, you know, businesses that have done well. It's kind of hard to explain, but you've seen it with Come Design with me. I put like, in the last one for Tech Now, it was like, what was it called? Yeah, it's like a robot on the mood board, which shows you the type of thing that Tech Now, that fake company, was about. And even though it was a very small mood board, it still gave off a vibe. Like
Do you ever use fonts to quickly figure out what style would work?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, not like cursive ones. It takes me too long to find them. I've gotten to the place where it's actually quicker for me just to do it by hand for cursive type, like drawing type, than it is to pick a font that I actually like. But anything like sans serif, yes, I use fonts, and that'll be the basis of my idea. It's a very good way of actually getting a concept there for your brain to sort of map out and trace over.
What's your thoughts on using like pre-made, like popular fonts for logos?
Depends what company you're from. Like some companies, like for instance in the UK we've got NHS, there's a logo for it and it has to be of a certain, like, is that looking all right, people?
Yeah, that's good.
But it has to be of a certain validity, the font that you're using. So it has to work well for like a trusted corporation such as the NHS, and it has to be read easily and everything else. So they use a font for that. It's not completely customized, it's just a font and it reads well.
All the branding and all the assets.
So the logo is just one part of the logo design, it's the branding. The rest of it, like a logo can take ages when I'm making one, but generally working with a good client who's open-minded and understands the collaboration and understands my job and not just trying to control what I'm doing, which doesn't really happen anymore. With any clients that I get, I've sort of learned to weed them out. It becomes a lot easier. So, I mean, it's not a be-all and end-all. If you find one way of doing a logo design, you should use that way. That'll be the best way for you to do that logo design, if that makes sense.
Yeah, Thomas says it's a good question about the fonts. Glad to hear Will's take on it. I do the same thing, script by hand, time saving, plus I like my handwriting.
Yeah.
You've not got great handwriting, but
No.
just for sketching ideas out, it doesn't need to be perfect.
No, I've got bad handwriting, but I've got a calligraphy book, which is insanely weird. My handwriting's like kind of illegible. I just write block capitals. Just so used to doing it. But I can like switch my handwriting to cursive and business script very quick, depending on the mood that I'm in.
Cosmodog popped on.
What's up, dude?
See you, love your channel, my dude. Keep it up. Do you watch
Who?
videos? Cosmodog.
I'm pretty sure I have. I will have done.
I have a database with fonts that expands beyond our galaxy. Try to find the right bit. Yeah.
I just realised when I came up here like this, I was so close to the camera that everyone could see me.
See right in your ear.
Yeah. You're so brave that you decided to wear all black for this video. I know. It's a joke, really, isn't it? Right.
Are there any big brand logos out there that you make you cringe and you like to put your hands on?
Yes, I can't remember though. Let's have a look.
It's a game we play quite often when we're driving around or we're going shopping and we see like logos and it's just like, hey, check that out. Or like, wow, that's really good. Like the one we saw yesterday for the bed shop and we were like, that's actually done really well. It's a fun game to play.
It is. I mean, big brands though. Not really. I can't think of one right now, but there will be some. This chalk is horrible on this wall for like filling in. What?
Just laughing.
All right.
It says it's like painters and chefs wearing absolute white and stood at the craft, they do not ever spill.
Yeah.
You'll come out covered in paint and chalk.
I think I am already.
You're going to be dusty.
Well, the reason why I like wearing black on stuff like this is so you can see the work easily. And you can see my face a bit easier because of the contrast. It's high contrast, isn't it? And I just like this top. I like the shirt. Look at this.
David Group said it's looking great, my friend.
Thanks, David. Very appreciated, because this is going to take a long time to fill in. It's no joke. This is no joke, this. We've resorted to rubbing it around to make it like work. It's surprisingly accurate when you rub it around though. Gives it a bit of feathering. Yeah, that's that. Right. I need to fix that up a bit actually. Get some blood down my arm. We do need to work out how to get music on this live stream.
Yeah.
But I guess everyone else can just put music on at the same time.
Just call it ASMR and silence, get rid of you.
I hate ASMR.
That's what you're doing.
Is it?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
You're drawing on a chalkboard in silence.
If that is ASMR,
It is.
is it?
Yeah.
How do people get with that?
People like it.
Sounds horrible. Who on here is liking the sound? Speak now. Well, I might be going into too much detail with this, so I better.
Rory asked if we used like a certain type of blackboard paint or do we just go with whatever, or do we choose a certain brand? We literally just got what we could get our hands on.
Yep. That was
We
base.
had the urge one evening just to come and get it done, and we did. So we went to the DIY shop,
Yeah, I've got a video of it
picked up a can.
for when I like do the proper video for the office. I've got a video about it. But yeah, picked up a can. Just this chalk is awful for like filling things in. It just like, it's so hard. It's like a really hard pencil. And I don't want to rush it.
Eating chalk, that'd be ASMR.
I promise this is not some sort of drug.
Cynthia has an idea of not filling it all in, leave some of it unfinished, more of a work in progress showing the stages of the creative process. That's quite a cool concept though, like completely finished at the top, half finished at the bottom, maybe, and the very bottom being like just the outline. It's an interesting concept.
It's an interesting concept, yeah. It has some validity because I really want to finish it now. Like, I want it to be done. Because, like, it.
You have been talking about doing it for a while, so yeah, fair enough.
Well, it's 'cause I wanted to make this video, didn't I? I wanted to get this up and running. Whoa. You gotta keep getting that blood in your arm. I just realised you guys can't really see. We can't really move the camera because the capture card and everything is so tightly linked to the camera. Have we got any water up in it?
To drink?
Yeah. Yes, please. If that's okay.
Oh, big jet.
Yeah, my chair is a bit creaky. I know you guys can't see this very well, but I appreciate you all sticking around. Whew. My arm is killing me. In fact, I'll come down for a sec. Let's have a look. Could have just duct taped a banana to the background, yeah. Man, I'm getting so close. It must be really weird me just getting so close to the camera after being over there. I might put my hat back on. It might help. I don't know how it will. But it's just, I blame this chalk. It's not easy for the chalk to come off it.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Hello. Right. Is it looking all right for where you are then, Naomi?
Yeah.
I might go over there and actually.
It says he's done some large scale work, but it's usually for like church.
Yeah.
It's quite trendy, isn't it, in coffee shops and
Yeah.
modern churches to do like wall art on the wall rather than like prints.
Yeah. It is pretty trendy. It is a trendy thing to do. And it is good fun. Like, it's great fun coming up with a concept and doing it. It's just a filling in part. But there should be no issue with the painting.
What hair product do you use? Because that hair is standing up straight.
There's none on this right now, it's just because I have my hat on.
You've
But
got big hair.
I use like a matte paste thing and then hairspray to keep it there. Because my hair, like I have to have it thinned out when it gets cut because it's so thick and heavy that you can't do anything with it. Isn't that right, Naomi?
Ciao.
It's big hair.
You look like a plant.
Yeah, I look like a plant. Good fun though. No, I kind of like my hair. We could do a charity live stream one day. Like write the motto of the charity or something on here. Would be a cool idea. Because YouTube have got that charity button that I want to use.
So yeah, apparently in a
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
Depict him for his young city life.
Right, let's beat it.
Beat the devil out of it.
Like Bob Ross. I always wanted to be like the Bob Ross of design.
See, if you didn't drink so silently, that would also be ASMR.
Oh, stop. I hate the sound of people drinking, it's grim.
Yeah, but you drink like silently.
No, I've been trained. Stop it, you make me ultra aware. I'm trying to relax. My arms are killing me and I feel like I've done a bad job at the top there.
No, it looks really good.
Yeah, it looks good on camera at least.
It looks really good on there, darling.
It'll be alright.
It looks really good.
Right, my arms have got more juice in them. So much chalk. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just like zoning out every now and then.
It's a lot of work. It's not easy. You're doing well.
It's just a filling in part with this type of chalk. Normally chalk just falls off it. But with...
It says, good day all, happy chalkboard lettering.
Oh, thank you. Good day.
My wife.
She is my wife. Right, okay.
It's really sunny today where we live. It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Nice change.
It's not normally sunny in January in England today.
Strange weather. Can these guys see this now? Kind of. You can kind of see it. How is the stream doing? Can someone let me know if it sounds good, if it's playing back good, the resolution and all that? Like, I just want to know so I can like sort out this internet malarkey that's going on. Yeah, I'm definitely getting another brand of chalk here.
I know, that's going to be the fancy chalk. So the cheaper chalk.
Yeah, I think the cheaper chalk works better. I think this is not for like colouring in though.
We'll have to get you some of that chunky chalk as well for quicker colouring.
Yes.
Weather where Claudia is sunny, finally, no fog. Space still around, it's foggy. Lots of fog, people.
Lots of fog.
And Claudia's here too. Hi Claudia, we've got Claudia and Claudia.
Nice. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you all.
So the stream's alright, some glitches, but okay.
Okay, yeah. So our internet company is supposed to be giving us very good internet, but...
Will, when could we see any book from you?
I've already got a book. I've had it for like 3 years.
Don't forget the apostrophe as well.
Oh, yeah, I'll shove it in later. This one here, it looks like a granny book, but I did not have a choice in the cover. But this is basically
It's got your face in it.
my book. My book. It's called Calligraphy in 15, Learning 15. Written by moi, if you can see that. Oh, it looks different in different countries, the cover, but it's sold all around the world. You can get it on Amazon, it's quite cheap. But I wrote that, when did I write that? Like 3-4 years ago? Will Patterson is a graphic designer and vlogger who specialises in company identity and branding. He's based in North Yorkshire, England. It's weird when you go to shops and you see it. Whenever I go to the shop and see that, like in the bookshop, we try and buy them and then put the receipt inside with a little note. Here we go, we've got a good bit of chalk there. That's working well. Sharpen this bit here. Wow. Sorry, I've got to stop doing that. I'm on YouTube right now. Just be glad this video ain't...
Space Telegram says, I think the D needs to move to the right a bit, but I see what you're saying. I think it just needs to be a little bit less curved on the back line a bit, but...
Well, I think the problem is...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's one problem, and yeah, it does, because like the A... I'm not going to bother with that just now. It does make a difference, but I should... It's not kerned correctly just there, but it would be too hard to put... Well, not hard, but I'm not going to worry about it just now. If I want to change it when I get down to it, I might, but I want to get the top part at least, some of Create finished as well with its, you know, the filling in part, should I say. That took a while to get out. Right, there's Let's. That took forever. Right, let's get a new chalk bit.
Yay! Spam some likes or emojis.
Yeah. Subscribe. Have I won that yet? Get this bit done in as well. Whew, it does proper kill your arms doing this.
You're doing well, babe.
Thanks. Thanks.
How are you, honey?
You are? Okay. It's gonna look good though. It's gonna look good. What time is it? How long have we been streaming for? Hour and a half. Wow, it feels longer than that. It's good to see everyone in here. Good fun doing streams. I need to see if I can sit down and do this part because my back will give in. I'm turning into an old man.
People are a bit concerned about your D moving, but...
As a joke? Right, yeah. Got to move the D. Oh, wait. Get this over there. Right. Okay. Up here.
Can we go and see Claudia in Switzerland?
Totally. It does look nice. I see her Instagram pictures all the time.
Yeah, Evan's back.
Who is?
Evan.
Nice to see you, Evan. Good to see you. Sorry, my talking skills right now, not the best. But I am plowing on. After this, we'll get rid of the ghosting and stuff, and like touch it up because there are little bits in there that need to be touched up as we go. But I like some of the human faults of it. I just made a huge boo-boo there. Oops.
Talking, relaxing.
Let's do it. Ooh. Can people still hear me? Yeah, that's good. Don't want to just break my microphone. The attached mic. Oh, bit of chalk just flew out at me then.
Just a little something for your fitness membership.
Thank you. This is it. This is my workout. You don't need a gym. Everyone follow me. Chalk. What was it? Chalk workout.
What? Talk for chalk.
It's not true unless it's been chalked up.
Space Telegram says the letters are really cool, nice forms.
Thank you. It's very kind. Thank you. For my second go on a big chalk wall, it's not too bad. I'm happy with it. Oops. Oopsie daisy. There we go. Okay.
I think you're going to come back to the apostrophe, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm coming back, don't worry. Yeah, I'm coming back to it. But again, I hope we might have to face the reality that this isn't going to be finished today because I've got other work to do. But hopefully we'll get it finished, and if not, we'll just have to live stream the finished part tomorrow.
Oh, I thought you'd become a member. Woohoo!
Oh, whoa, nice one.
Members and all sorts.
Thank you so much.
Going mad with it.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. As you can see, these live streams are very informal, not like normal live streams or videos. I kind of like it.
What's the hardest part with you yourself,
This.
the colouring in?
Well, especially because of this type of chalk that I'm using, it's got a lot different. It's a different type, so it's harder than usual. So normally chalk's quite soft, but this one isn't. It scratches on, so it means I have to rub it to make it softer. No, thank you so much, Claudia, for becoming a member. Legend. Right, let me just...
It's the first ever YouTube subscription.
Oh, get in. Thank you so much. I am... Oh, something wrong with that, see? I can see it now.
It's got a flat one on it. Just a bit.
Yeah. Let's get that a bit further out. There we go. That should do the trick. We'll come back in with a towel later.
What did you think of the Oscar nominations? Any movies that were inspiring to you last year?
Not really. I'm not really a...
You watch weird films
I watch horror films.
and like aliens and...
Yeah, I'm obsessed with aliens, horror films and stuff like that. Like anything UFO related, because it's just such a mystery. Like I'm dead in on that. When there's a mystery, like I've been reading a lot of, like I've been reading books recently, haven't I, Naomi? It's been good. Like I have to ask Naomi if I've been reading books. Yeah, he bought me a Kindle for Christmas.
I did. But before Christmas, so you want YouTube.
Yeah, I was whinging, I wanted it. So I just told you to buy it, and then I was like, I'm opening it, and then that was it. No, I bought the book The Institute from Stephen King. That was a good book. Yeah, look at all this dust.
Actually, you're going to the cinema later.
What?
You're dusty. Don't put more dust on.
I'm not, I'm trying to wipe it off.
You're so dusty.
You can't see it on camera because of the
You can see on
contrast.
Will's hat as well, where the kitten's bitten him. Like bitten the hat.
Yeah, we've got a cat. A baby. Yeah. There's a lot of things that I want to do to the letter forms, but it's about a learning process of like getting up here. It is sure fun though. It's good fun. So I scratch it on with the chalk and then I'm just smoothing it out. And if you normally do chalkboards wherever you are in the world, you'd probably have to do the same with this because it's so like hard, the chalk. So I'm going to have to research into some better chalk.
No, some cheaper chalk. That's the best of the wall.
This is cheap.
No, it's not.
It's all of this was like £5.
Yeah, but it's brand chalk. It's the unbranded one.
You'd think that it would
It's
be
softer.
better.
It's better because it's softer.
You'd think it would be better if it's branded though, don't you? Right. Has anyone got any questions for me? So I feel like this is a wasted opportunity. I would love to answer any questions people may have. I don't know if they have them there or if they've got anything pressing on them, like content questions or videos that I've made or content suggestions.
Are there any courses on hand lettering on like large boards on the walls?
Yes, our good friend Lauren Hom has one on Skillshare.
I like Lauren.
I do too. Lauren Hom is amazing. If you don't follow her, go follow her. I've seen her a couple of times. So had tea and had a few drinks with her in Barcelona for off conference, which was fun. Seen her at Adobe Max. Yeah, seen her quite a lot as well. But yeah, there's loads of stuff that she teaches. In fact, what she taught on there, I'm putting into practice here because I still watch Skillshare videos. I think they're very good.
That's the point. Try colouring it in using the side of the chalk rather than the tip.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Rub it sideways.
Just had a thought. Just had a thought there. Let me think for a sec. Mess. I'll just do it normal. If you do it with the side, it kind of rolls around my hand and doesn't have enough chalk coming off. So when I do this, it scratches the chalk onto it, and then I can rub it in. And it's just this type of chalk that I've got.
Oh, here's a juicy question.
Go for it.
I'd love to hear your opinion about creating typefaces out of your hand lettering for logo mock-ups. Have you ever done that?
Say it again.
Creating typefaces out of your hand lettering for logo mock-ups.
Well, creating typeface out of your hand lettering is a cool thing to do. It kind of allows companies to use it if they get the license as if you've written it. It's a good way of getting a certain nice style. I've done it before and I continue to do it, but type design shouldn't be based around hand lettered stuff. It should be based on the functionality that everyone can use it. Like a studio can say, I like that typeface, or we need a typeface like this. They need to be able to have it properly. So it can't be just based on a person's type unless you're like Seb Lester or something.
That's good.
But I understand what he's saying. I mean, I love creating fonts that just take forever. good fun though. A recent client of mine, I had to create a typeface for him, as well as a brand icon. No, icon and no, hand-lettered logo, I think.
What do you prefer more, orange juice or apple juice?
Apple juice. Looking good, guys, right?
I've always been an apple fanboy.
I've been an Apple fanboy all my life.
I'm full of them today, I tell you.
You are?
Yeah, I'm full of the funnies today.
Yeah. Here we go, onto the E. Slowly chipping away at this. Scratch it on.
Who is your influencer?
Like my inspiration.
Like, who's your favourite influencer, maybe?
Do you mean my inspiration or like an influencer? Like a YouTuber or Instagrammer? I'll ask that just because I don't really have inspirational designers. I don't want to be like anyone else. Because like, I don't know, I've never seen myself wanting to be like anyone else. I have inspirational work, some work that's amazing.
It's got an interesting question, but it's one of those questions, it varies from person to person,
Yeah?
depending on skill level, really,
Okay.
and ability. But he says, how much would you say making a hand-lettered logo for a client is worth over just edited type?
Well, 1,000 times more.
I think so, because it's bespoke, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just churned out.
If it's bespoke, it's always going to cost more. Bespoke anything costs more. Now, a designer using a typeface shouldn't be penalised for using that, but it has to make sense for the customised typeface that you're creating as the logo to be made. If it doesn't make sense and it doesn't actually add any value, then it should be charged as normal. That's my personal thought on it. I'm sure other people have different opinions. It's more of an opinion-based thing. Like, people say, ask me all the time, like, what should I charge for something? I'm like, well, you charge what you can charge. Like, I know I can charge this to someone because this is how much my time is worth. And they would, if they ask me, they would go, all right, I'll give it a go charging that. And I'm just like, well, don't do that because, like, I'm not saying my time is worth more. Your time could be worth a lot more. But because I aim at me and this is what I charge for someone, it's a reflection on how much I would value my work that I'm doing for them. So it's always different to everyone. You know, we get a lot of people who ask us for a logo, and 80% of the time it's a no because of the amount of money they're not willing to invest into that. If that makes sense. Because like, in order to take me away from doing stuff like this, you have to pay.
Yeah, I think there's a sort of feeling that, you know, a logo for 50 quid will be the same as a logo for 500 is the same as a logo for 5,000. You get what you pay for.
Generally speaking, you do, yeah.
Yeah. If somebody is worth thousands of pounds, they won't be selling it for 50 quid or, you know, whatever.
There's too many people now, like designers, gurus, that are always explaining that you should charge like £10,000. I made a video saying how I charge £10,000. It's on my channel somewhere.
It's how to charge, wasn't it? How to charge $10,000.
$10,000, yeah. And we do that. That's one of our things. We do actually charge that amount to some people. Not to everyone, but to some. And then there's other people who say, here's how to charge like 100,000. And it's like, that is ridiculous. For what you're offering them, that is ridiculous. Like,
You do work for, I don't know, the Queen.
No, it's like you should have value-based pricing, but I've got a different perspective than most people. I think you can't just base, if your work does not equate to that company 100,000, then you shouldn't charge it.
Yeah.
You've got to make sure that you're not being exploitive to big companies. I mean, obviously there's a higher charge for a better and bigger and more fancy and richer company.
But we find with the larger companies, like the established companies, they're looking for more work. So what they're looking for is like more than just a startup looking for a simple logo. So
Yeah.
keeping that in mind as well, the prices do vary, but you know there is a baseline price that pays our bills that we can't go below to
Yeah.
do work.
And we base it not just upon my skills. So like I base it upon like my time. So I don't build them by hours, but I say this project will probably take me this long. So I base it on time and also the value that I'm bringing to that company. It's a hard question to wrap your head around, but there's a lot of people, I've seen videos where people have said, you know, this is how you do that. This is how you charge them. And it's like, no, that's not right, because you're hurting the company that you're working for.
Evan says, what would you sort of expect out of a $50 logo?
Probably the same as I'd expect out of a $1,000 one, really.
Really?
Yeah? Because like a logo is just a logo. Like I could like make a logo for anyone, and for £2 or $50.
You'd expect it to be kerned, vectorized.
Yes, yeah. I would. I wouldn't expect it to be done properly, but I'd expect it to be there and be functional to work. Now the difference between charging, let's say, $50 and $1,000 is not the quality all the time. It's the level of thought that's in it. Because with the logo, a lot of people just say, you know, it's just an icon. And it is, to an extent. It is just an icon. It is just something that you put down and that's it. That's identifying it. People have a go at me for saying empathic design. And they have a go at the idea because they use that for UI work. So user interface work and UX, user experience work. They say you've got to be empathic to the design. And it's the same with the logo. The logo is a mark, but if you want that mark to work, you have to not just be good at creating a logo, you have to be good at getting that logo on the same level as their brand. So it's not just about creating a brand, like a logo, it's about brand strategy, if you know what I mean. And if you're known like myself for creating logos, then you can charge that because people have seen your work. They've seen that you don't just create the logo, but that you apply value into their company because they can trust you, because they can see that. That's how you can charge more, and that's how they expect it. And also there's a psychological aspect to it as well. If you charge $50 to someone like let's say a massive company like Apple for a logo, they may say, well, we don't want you. We'll go for the guy who could be just as good as you at design, but who are charging a little bit more because they feel like they're getting something of value back. The more that they invest, the more they get out. And it's always different. I can talk about it for ages because like over the years of people saying yes, no, me giving proposals and it working, not working, it's all down to whether someone has an investment mindset. If they have a budgeted mindset, so it's an expense, and they say we need to keep the expenses down, money down, then it's never going to work. But when you have an investment mindset, you're willing to part with a substantial amount of money for a substantial amount of gain for that. It's a hard thing for me to explain eloquently, but just be warned, there's a lot of people talking about pricing logos, but all they're doing is really extorting. They're saying that you can just charge them that. Just charge them that and don't offer anything else for them. No, if you want to charge someone a substantial amount of money for something that they can get for £50, there has to be a reason why. And the reason why should be that you, not you yourself, or not you with that logo itself, but you should be able to make them feel better as a company. You should make them more money as a company. You should get more brand recognition as a company. Spend more time, be more thoughtful, do your research, do your case studies, do your proposals on time, and basically take their thing to a new level, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense for everyone though. I need my inhaler. If anyone doesn't know, I am asthmatic. Excuse me. What are people saying in response to it?
I'm trying to Google Translate to, yeah, but I don't think I should have done.
Why?
Yeah. Thanks, but please don't do that.
Okay.
Sorry.
What was the response to what I
That's thrown
said?
me off a little bit. Sorry.
It's all right. So the question was like,
God.
how do you charge that much? It's all right. We're just a chilled live stream today.
So Clyde says, do you mean like return of investment? If I create a logo that makes the brand awareness better, it should have more worth.
Yeah, but you have to prove the brand awareness to someone. You have to be able to prove it with track record. So, for instance, I can easily say, I branded Mask on Leather, right? I use him all the time because he's all right with me using it. A lot of companies are not all right with it. But I can say, Mask on Leather he was a small leather making company. He would make wallets, bags, and things. So what I said to him was he came looking for a logo, and he went away with a lot more than just a logo. He went away with how to market himself, position himself, what his brand is, what is the story in his brand. Because we did kind of like a workshop of strategy. So it's like we would meet and talk about the design, and I would show him my thoughts and processes. But my job was to think outside of the box. How do we sort of penetrate the market with the design aspect? So it's a lot more than just the looks of it. It's the symbolism within the culture that they're in and how you get it to them, and what mediums and stuff. So there's a whole subset of stuff that I haven't ever talked about on the channel really, because we're very visual on this channel. But this year, hence the new office space, I want to talk a bit more about it. Not the business per se of design, because ours is very different, obviously, because we're very public. So.
Do you need a degree in graphic design to be noticed by a company?
No.
That's what
No. Well, I've been offered jobs by companies.
You don't have a degree.
I don't have a degree at all, no.
You got a book.
No, I don't have a degree, but I've got a book, but I teach people who have degrees.
Yeah.
Lecturers use my content because...
It is amazing the amount of emails I get saying they don't actually teach us this stuff.
Yeah.
This is the important stuff.
They don't. This is the thing. The important stuff is to... and it's the stuff that I've had to learn the hard way. The whole idea of this channel started with me teaching people about Photoshop and Illustrator, but then people would ask questions and I couldn't answer them, like just sat on Adobe Illustrator and writing it out. I'd have to be on camera, so it evolved to camera work. I learned all of the things that I do now with design and creativeness in this way through mistakes that I've made, that you've made with me.
Degrees can be beneficial though.
Degrees are, it's just a different road, it's a different path. Like the good thing about degrees is that when you come out, you may know more about design, like the theoretical parts. Does that instantly mean that you are better than the person who's literally been working on their portfolio for 3 years doing their gap year learning design? Well, it could do. What really you have to understand is like, where do you want to be? Do you want to learn online, or do you want to learn like in university? Now nowadays we've got hundreds of designers online teaching, but when I was like starting out, when was it? Like 2012, 11?
8 years ago.
Yeah, it was just like in college when I started to learn it. It was during college, but I came out of college after that, didn't I?
But it wasn't as saturated as it was now.
No, it was like insanely small. There was no real like personality online that was teaching like design or YouTube design, design on YouTube or anything. There's a few people doing tutorials, but no one really talking about the life of a freelancer. There was none of that. So I learned the hard way that way, but now no one has a an excuse anymore. If you want to learn it, you can. It's the easiest thing now to learn because it's a load of concepts and it's just putting them into practice. You don't need like to be born creative. But I've got controversial opinions.
Is brand strategy a service you offer, or
Yes.
are you purely execution?
It's a service I offer and they get without knowing it most of the time. The only way that you can charge someone $2,000, let's say, for a logo is if you do $4,000 worth of work for them. How do you do $4,000 worth of work? You make them $4,000 more through knowledge.
Space said before, I have a degree in pretty much everything I've used in my professional practice I've learned myself, and again, like I said before, it's something that's just so common. Like
Yeah, so the stream's going a bit strange, I apologise. Say again, sorry, no, the stream was going a bit weird then. Say that again for me.
Nothing, just saying self-taught, even though they've got a degree.
Yeah, well, the degree helps you with the theory, but it's surprising that, you know, people teach it, but the things that they teach, like, not dissing it, it's just, I don't think it's relevant most of the time. But, because, you know, you've got the channels now that are teaching all the stuff that they need to know. Now, the problem is now that we've got so many design channels out, a lot of people are like, you know, will follow the like design channels like the Bible, but they don't feel like they can do it themselves. I would always suggest people to teach what they know. Teach what you know. It doesn't matter how much or how little you know, just teach what you know. Be willing and open to learn more.
I think in sharing with other people as
Yeah.
well, like people almost view it as giving away all the secrets, but it's not. Like, I think the design community benefits from people sharing their experiences.
It evolves it, yeah.
It's a huge benefit.
I could give away all my secrets, but people would still work with me. Because it's about the value that you bring. Like, you are unique. Everyone's inherently unique. That's why I get a lot of jip from people on my critique series videos because they're like, you're not very honest about how bad people's designs are. And I'm like, well, it's not bad, it's just executed bad. Like, they're just learning, people are just learning. Some of them, yeah, what I'm saying is some of them I wouldn't accept if I was the client, that's just normal. But at the same time, you've got to look at it and say, you know, these people, it takes a good designer to know when something, an idea, like to know the idea and the concept. And it takes an even better designer to be able to execute that correctly. Now, you can be a great logo designer, but if you can't follow a brief, then you're kind of screwed. You need to be able to...
So if you won't get in work.
Well, yeah, exactly. You won't get into work. People will get annoyed. It won't make sense for people to work with you again. And if you're designing the face of the company, a lot of people think, oh, if I just do logos, then they'll never come back. And that's true. They might not come back. But what if they do? What if they do come back and they say, oh, we need this now? Do you provide this service as well? Like flyer design or like whatever. That does happen a lot. But yeah, it's a strange one. The creative industry is a very strange place. And recently...
Studio Plots is confused by Nancy, he said before. He says, I presume you're he might be a she, I don't know. I understand offering a service that is more valuable than the client has paid, but offering brand strategy and brand identity, which a logo is one part of, are separate services. Do you offer a strategy service as well as brand identity?
The logo and the brand strategy are completely the same service. Brand identity, they're completely the same. Like everything has to interlink. I know a lot of people teach that it's different, but they have to interlink. The reason why we have success with companies like me and Naomi is because we interlink it. So like, if it's a small company, I'm not going to charge them through their ear and the nose for it. But again, I'm not going to spend loads of time with them on that. I'm going to tell them exactly where it is and what they need to do, in my opinion.
But the brand strategy will be how to use the assets, like the brand identity.
No, not really. I mean, the brand strategy is like how do you get people to see you? How do you relate to the market?
The work. It's not a business plan. You're not a business advisor.
No, it's not business advice. No, it's how like your tonality, like how does your company speak to people? Like, for instance, that company we just worked with. How does it look online? But also how you respond to people, and that all interlinks. Brand strategy, a lot of people will tell you is a different thing, but in my personal opinion, it's not. And it's something that if you want to, charge through the nose and ears, you can. But then who's going to, people will generally go to the people that are doing it itself. It doesn't mean that when you're designing a logo that you're telling them how to implement it then. Like you can tell them how to implement the logo, but the brand strategy for a company, doing a workshop strategy for them, is a hugely important thing at the start of a project to see. Yeah, like it's. But I'm just very wary that, through magazines that I've read and things like that, people are ultra niching to the point of when they're not even doing that. So I'm just like, if you're niching into a certain sector, you can't have one without the other. Like, or you can, but it won't be effective.
Says this feels less like that we're watching Will do a hand lettering wall, and more like we're watching Professor Will teach in front of the chalkboard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Concentrate, Claire.
Concentrate. I like the vibe.
I'll have to get me a microphone next time though.
I can get one up now. If you sit over here, you can talk into it.
Is it on?
I can get it on, yeah.
Go on.
I was going to get this microphone on for Naomi so it can help us a little bit. So let me just bring in an audio input. Okay, hopefully it'll work. Create a new Steinberg. Right. Don't be careful you don't hurt people's brains. Okay, go.
Hello.
Just talk
Hello.
closer to the mic.
No.
Nobody's scared of microphones.
I'm not scared. It's just it can go there. There you go. Can you hear me? Let me know in the chat.
Quiet. Yeah, sorry if it's a bit static, but there you go.
Name
You
is
should
not
be able to
going
hear.
on cam. I look like death. Thank you, though.
She doesn't, but she's scared of cameras. She's scared of the
Let me
camera.
know if you guys can hear me.
They can.
I'm sure you can. Caesar says that's cool. You don't know what time you spend when you enjoy it chatting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a bit echoey. Is that because I'm coming through yours?
Probably. Hello. Do yours?
Hello. Sounds like a stadium in an airport.
Yeah, sorry guys, it is because of that. But what I'll do,
If I go closer to it with that.
talk again, Naomi?
If I go closer to it like this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have to be close to it, otherwise it won't work.
I'll do that. Let me know if this is better, guys.
Naomi, just sit back. Let me sort this mic out for Naomi.
Let me know if this is better, and then hopefully I won't get picked up on.
There you go. Hopefully that's better, yeah?
Yeah, I'll just speak quietly.
The proper ASMR now. Yeah, this is just supposed to be a chilled one, but there will be a bit of echo because there's two mics now.
Is this better? How does this sound? Fingers crossed that's doing the trick. I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Is it all good, Naomi?
Just wait a sec.
We'll carry on talking anyway.
Please keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times.
Right. Any other questions that people have?
Well, nobody's complaining, so the audio must be alright. When you do lettering, do you try to respect every rule, or do you just do the way you feel it?
The way I feel it. They're meant to be broken, the rules.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying before, like, it's, you don't need to go out of your way to break the rules to just do it because.
If it's legible, then you haven't broken the rule. Hand lettering and font design, logo design are completely different. at the start, people were like, oh, you may need to fix this or this. But they were looking at it from like a perfect lettering sense, as in like logo design sense. But in reality, if it's legible and it looks good, it can always be better. That's the way you got to look at it. It could always be better, but if we were spent all our time doing it, you would never get it done. So I'm just bouncing on and trying to do my best. It's good fun though.
Let's go with this then. Fingers crossed it's alright. Bit echoey. This is how huge our office is if there's an echo, right?
Yeah, should be.
Are you getting on?
Fine. Just waiting for more questions if anyone has them. It's hard for me to keep talking because I'm just like, I keep daydreaming. Yeah. Whew. It really does kill your arms. This. If you're new to the stream though, make sure you subscribe. It's good fun. We do different videos in this, but this is more of a spur of the moment, kind of I wanted to do a chalk wall and get a video out for some people.
Do you prefer lettering or making a logo?
You can talk a bit louder than that, Naomi.
I don't think I can, because I sound like I'm on a tannoy.
It's because of the way that it is.
Do you prefer lettering or making a logo?
I like both equally. There's not really much else. I like both equally.
He says, Zin. Let's go with Zin. Can't believe it's been 2 hours since I decided to procrastinate watching this live stream.
Well, I hope you're learning stuff, Zim. I'm very thankful that people are watching.
And you're making me hungry.
Yeah, about to say I'm hungry.
There we go. Are you excited to open up your
Projector?
yeah.
Yes.
That'll be the next live stream, won't it?
Probably. Yeah, we've got a projector for some actual mural work that's going on over there.
Same size wall, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit bigger.
Oh yeah, no, so it is a bit longer.
A bit longer, which is nice. This is like the perfect chalk wall for me.
It is, it's not too much that you're worrying about filling all the gaps, but it's good enough size that you've got a lot to play with.
Yeah, I mean, if it was over here, I'd have been able to paint it already. If it had brushes, sorry. Because this is like harder than usual. It makes you misprocreate with just the colouring in. What's this? The hella more fun obs. Man, it's good to see people here.
I'm not sure if that's, might be ignorant here, but I'm not sure if it's Chinese or Japanese, but I don't know what that says.
What?
Those two questions.
I don't know what that says either. Sorry, dude.
I'm on my phone as well, so I can't go on Google Translate.
We can't understand your question, man. You might have to put it through Google Translate for us.
And yes, I think you might have hit the nail on the head there. A live stream talking to designers face to face and critiquing their work and talking about the overall industry and the gaps in it would be cool.
Yeah, so this is something that I've wanted to do, is like invite people in to a call and talk with that person for a while. On a live stream, that would be really fun actually.
How much the rate you doing? How much would you charge for chalk lettering? I've never even thought about that. Guess it would depend
For this?
I guess it would depend on how big the wall was.
Yeah, it depends.
How long
For
it would
this,
take? They probably want it in chalk.
a couple
pen
£1,000.
rather than- They want it in chalk paint or.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to chalk water, a couple of £1,000, I would say on average, because you've got to think about the design beforehand, everything, and because I haven't done it that often.
It'll probably be about four days solid work, I'd say.
Well, if it's 4 days sort of work, then it'd be a bit more, a substantial amount more than £2,000.
I
But
would say.
yeah, we'd have to work it out. It depends on the project scale of it, what they want lettered on it, how long I've got to do it.
Shiz is not getting a Tracy projector, but he's getting an Anchor Nebula Cosmos Max 4K projector. That is a mouthful.
Wow.
For entertainment purposes.
I wanted a 4K one, but I don't think I could have put. I didn't need one. I'm a sucker for buying stuff like that, though.
Studio Pots. We are from England. We live, born and bred in the north of England.
North Yorkshire,
North Yorkshire, yeah. Yeet, yeet, skeet, skeet.
God's country, as they call it round here, innit? Where Yorkshire tea is from.
That is a strange translation. So Shiz is, I think he's translated it for us because I can't get on. And it says, 00 hair, what did you write? 00 hair, really like your design. Is there an icon?
It must be a problem with Google Translate.
Google Translate is strange. There you go. I'm definitely a bit behind the camera guy, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
It's a real concept to me.
So I'm just looking at my phone, have a little. I am so dusty.
You are so dusty.
You can't see it, guys.
Your
Like,
hat's dusty. You could letter on your chalky dusty hat.
it's meant to. No, I like this.
Oh dear, it's all sleeping up about Yorkshire.
Yorkshire's mental.
I'm guessing she's from maybe Lancaster, I guess.
Yeah. Good fun.
Studio Pots is originally from the northeast, living in Manchester now.
Nice.
Yeah, Will's from the northeast. The thing is with Will, he has a little bit of a twang in his accent because his mum and dad are Scottish.
Yeah. Got a bit of a Scottish bit in there.
And yeah, I've got family down south and I've got family in West Yorkshire, so we sort of, yeah. I don't think we have accents. Like,
We don't. We have very broad,
no,
like bits of everything in
we're
it.
really, we're not like Liverpudlian or like, you know, like the proper like Bristol accents or anything. I think we're pretty.
Because we're in the centre of a lot of different places. You go like 10 minutes down the road. Oh, internet. Is it all right? The internet's going crazy for some reason. We need to get that sorted.
Yeah.
But we're in the centre of a lot, like a big.
Melting pot of accents, isn't it?
Yeah, I might have to leave it there, to be honest. 'Cause my arms are killing me, guys. My arms are killing me.
Just finish the top of the tea.
Oh yeah, sorry for. I'll put the apostrophe in not yet, but I will do at the end because I need to.
Yeah,
It'll take a while to
we're in
get.
a new place. We're trying to get the internet as well sorted, so it's smooth. So
No, it's all good fun. Though. I've enjoyed this.
yeah, it's been really weirdly sunny today. Actually, the past couple of weeks we've had a lot of sun. We've had no snow this year.
No snow at all.
Which is very unusual, so it'll all hit next month when we really don't want it to, obviously. Because that's the way the weather works, right?
Man, there's so much I want to change. I like it though.
David Pruitt's never had Yorkshire tea.
I think you can buy it though, David. When we were in Denver, we saw it in the shops.
Must be
Yorkshire tea. Wensleydale cheese.
Wensleydale.
That's the accent.
Wensleydale.
Yeah.
People from all over.
Yeah, they are. It's cool, isn't it? The wonders of the internet.
It is.
Oh, crap.
So I guess our nearest city would be Newcastle.
Yeah.
Even that's an hour away.
Yeah, we live like very rural.
Yeah.
Although it doesn't look like it. I mean, it's very modern, though, to be fair, where we are. Isn't it? Where we live is amazing. A lot of people left,
Well, the
like,
thing
from
is, a lot of
school.
people
There's not many
our age
jobs around here.
complain about the area that we live in, but it's so beautiful and like it's right on the edge of like the Yorkshire Dales, and there's places you can like, go and walk, and there's arboretums, and
Yeah, it's really nice.
there's so much history as well, and castles and rivers and all sorts, but they don't see it for what it is, and they complain. And there is a lack of jobs in some senses, but in the same breath they just want things handed to them. Like they just want a job on a plate, but really there's opportunity when you look for it. Even if you lived in a city, it'd be the same, because there's more people going for the jobs.
But you can make jobs now.
You are so dusty.
I know. Guys, thank you so much for watching this. Have you enjoyed it? I want to know what everyone thinks so far. I think it looks pretty good. It's going to look better when I get that done. My arms are killing me, and I've got like a lot of other work to be getting on with before the end of today. I need to chill out for a bit too. But if you did enjoy it, let me get close to the camera, kind of. I'll just do this. If you did enjoy it, make sure you press that big red subscribe button. It's completely free. Thank you, David and Claudia, for parting with money to us. That was very kind of you for the super chat and joining. Sorry, Zim as well, because he's a member of the channel. Very kind of him. And if you want any more content like this, if you subscribe, it comes straight to your inbox on your email. And if anyone else is interested in lettering, I actually have released a brush pack for Procreate, and I released it a week ago or 2 weeks ago. You can go to my website. It's on sale right now for $8 instead of $10. So you get a couple of dollars off if you want that. I'm sure the link will be found somewhere. It'll be around. But you just go to my website, willpatterson.design, and you'll find it there. And guys, that's basically it for today. I would have done more, but it's taken forever.
You've done a really good job. I couldn't have drawn for,
I'll let them all see it.
for like, how long have you done? It's 4 o'clock now. You started at 1:30. So you've done 2.5 hours of drawing. You've done really, really well. It looks really good.
This is going to stay up, yeah. I might do a video, B-roll section in the next video that I do about this, the bottom part. But guys, there is a video coming out tomorrow as well. I believe it is called So You Want to Be a Designer in 2020. So a lot of your questions are going to help for that video. It's all about me basically telling you things you need to do if you want to be a designer in 2020, like whether you're freelance, working in-house or whatever, because it's going to be good fun.
It looks really good. Just looking at it on screen, it looks really good. You should be really happy with that.
I am. I'm happy that I'm getting it done. Like, if you get too precious about stuff like that, you don't generally get it done. Thanks for keeping me entertained at work. No worries, Luke. Luke Metcalf. Good to see you, bud. Studio Pots. I lived in a pit village between Durham and Darlington. Small world. Oh, wow. It's small world. At work, shakes head. That's it for today. Today is unfinished. That's right, it is unfinished. But that's just work. That's like just my YouTube stuff. I've got like client work to do as well.
No, it's just funny because you've left today unfinished.
Yeah.
But,
Let's create today.
let's create.
Yeah. Thomas Moore, thank you. Is that Caesar or Kaiser? Guys, visit my channel. Hey, with your promotions, hey. And then freaking good decor. Thank you. Thank you. We're going to be doing a video. I'm trying to say goodbye here, but I'm quite tired. But we're going to be doing a video about the office and the way that it looks. because the goal of this space that we're in, and it's massive, I don't think you guys really understand how big it is. It's huge, but it is, we are trying to make the world's like most functional design studio, so it's going to be hilarious. Anyway guys, I hope you've been enjoying it. Thanks for holding it all together, Naomi. No, thank you, Dave, for coming in. It's been great. Right, guys, that's it. You'll see tomorrow a new video, so make sure you stick around for that. If you did enjoy this, share it around. The video will be up after for anyone who just popped in for you to have a look at. So, guys, thank you so much. See you soon. Goodbye.